what's your big plan?
We'll take them vote.
There we go.
And I get my wife back.
We're in. Of course we're in.
You know, he's the most exciting individual I've ever met. He isn't into the whole macho thing, but he knows who he is and what he wants. Everyone thinks of him as a hero now, but I share his feelings, and he's touched my soul. And right now, I would give anything to run my fingers through his feathers.
I thought you'd be glad to see me.
Need to stop her here and now to prevent Ragnarok, the end of everything. So I'm putting together a team.
Like the old days.
Surprise!
This Organized Chaos podcast is brought to you by JEMS Art Studio. This podcast is also brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you. Hello and welcome to another Organized Chaos podcast. You are once again watching the very best podcast in the history of all existence. Congratulations on your choice. Well done.
You chose wisely.
Yes. Joining me, as always, is Bobby Quarters. Bobby, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Bob. How are you?
I am here. I'm existing.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4th of July is upon us very quickly. Should be fun. I'll spend it with the kids, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I really don't have much of the, desire to celebrate our country this year.
I know.
Or at this current moment.
It's so cringe. I mean, I've already looked at the fireworks show for the kids, but I'm like, ugh.
Well, I mean, you got the little ones, and they gotta still go out and enjoy the fireworks because fireworks are cool. I'm not at all besmirching fireworks.
No, they are very cool.
Actually, I had found out due to a scheduling error on my part, a friend of mine was hosting a firework show tonight, and I was talking to him earlier, and he's like, "Yeah, so I'll see you Sunday night, right?" And it's like, you're not doing it on the 4th?
Mm-hmm.
No, I will not see you there.
Oh.
Well, that was my mistake. I told him I would be there and didn't look at the invite or even look at the date of the invite.
Yeah, well, lots of I know Oxford is doing the fireworks on the 3rd, and then Hamilton's doing the 4th, and yeah.
All right.
It's all over the place.
Well, I know. I think Columbus had theirs on Friday on the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Like Red, White, and Boom was on a Friday. I know, like, you used to live here in Columbus.
Yeah.
And that's. I'll admit, it is a little weird for it being on the 1st. I don't recall it being that early.
Yeah, that's really far off. I guess
it's
Friday,
like the second. I think like the 3rd is like the 2nd is the earliest I remember it.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Of those of you who would be listening or / watching and don't live in Columbus, Ohio, Red, White, and Boom is the capital. Well, Columbus is the capital, but it's that city's. It's the capital's big fireworks show. They set them off in the center of town, and pretty much anywhere in the capital city you could see the fireworks and surrounding areas.
Well,
I guess it was okay this year. I didn't go.
It's all bittersweet.
Like I said, I haven't really been feeling any 4th of July celebration for about 7 or so days now.
Yeah, it feels like the Supreme Court's just gone on a tangent, just stripping rights away left and right, and I'm not enjoying it. I'm
not at all, and I kind of beg a lot to question from. I mean, obviously, we know who it is. You can look in the news and tell who it is. It's just the reasoning behind the cases that they want to take another look at are just it's hard for you not to say that it's not one thing or another.
No, it's partisan, and it's they got
it
essentially
is.
a supermajority.
It's nauseating.
They don't even have to worry about Roberts possibly throwing a monkey wrench in, because he was doing that occasionally when it was 5-4. But now that 6-3, he can throw all the monkey wrenches he wants. They don't care.
And as long as Barrett, Kavanaugh, and Thomas
Yeah.
are there. Yeah.
Don't let Gorsuch and Alito get off scot-free either. They're part of the five
No.
as well.
Yeah, I know.
And what's sad is that like John Roberts is a pretty far right conservative guy, but somehow on the court he's the centrist. What?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that our government should try to restructure the Supreme Court system. Absolutely. For starters, the Supreme Court system. These are my beliefs. And I feel that there should as well be a certain decorum that people of Congress, Congress people, men and women, should be able to act in their position and have a certain decorum to them.
Yeah.
Like a respectable human being aspect of it.
You know what?
Like, I don't know, maybe jumping and shouting and hooting and hollering during, while Congress is, in session isn't exactly that behavior.
Well, here's an idea. Maybe if you lie during your job interview, you should be instantly fired.
That too.
Maybe.
I that too.
We have video
I was
evidence
going
of
to
you
circle
lying.
back.
I mean,
yeah, I was. Or I don't know. There's one who lied. That one pivotal question that I'm happy was asked, though she lied.
Yeah.
But will your faith have any part bias off of your partisanship?
Yeah.
I knew it was a lie when I heard it.
Well, we all know it was lies, and I think they were all asked about Roe versus Wade, and they all lied. So good deal.
Yeah.
Women have less independence this Independence Day.
It's a shame. It is, and I know I've made my voice clear on women's rights on here before, but again, I'm furious and terrified.
I'm upset that this happened. I'm terrified. What's next? Well, Clarence Thomas already made it clear. Essentially, his next targets are gay rights and what was the next?
Trans protections.
I don't know if he specifically said trans protections. I know he specifically targeted gay rights.
He did say gay marriage. Yeah.
It was gay marriage and contraception mainly.
Gay marriage and contraception is what he said. I also had read one. I do not know how much truth there is to it. It was like I read the headline and I was like, what? I can't recall where the source was. I want to say probably independent. But it had said that Plessy versus Ferguson was also on the table of discussion, but nothing final or real word on that.
Refresh me. Which one is that?
I want to say that's segregation, but I'm not sure.
Ooh, yeah, okay, yeah, it sounds familiar. I know.
I want to say, yeah, segregation. Yeah, it is.
That's right. I think I read about that one. I know. All respect to Samuel Jackson. He called out Clarence Thompson. He was like, "Hey, dude, while you're calling out court cases, why not loving? Why not?"
Yeah, which is interracial marriage.
Yeah. It would be right up his alley, but that's.
It's like, oh damn, Sam.
Yeah.
Fucking love you, Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, I feel like maybe we've done enough politics for this podcast. You want to get out something?
Yeah.
Let's discuss something apolitical that doesn't reflect our times at all. We'll talk about The Boys.
Yeah, I know. I know that we have. I don't think you and I really have had much of a chance to talk much about that yet. So I did want to.
No, it's worth bringing up.
Say that much
because this 4th of July is getting very bittersweet. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a great fireworks show, but god damn it. Yeah.
There'll be plenty of hot dogs and hamburgers consumed.
Yes.
And chicken wings.
Yes. But, something apolitical is The Boys. What I love about this show is how it has no politics and doesn't reflect the times we live in whatsoever.
And is not reminiscent of the past few years at all.
No. No. Finishing off season 2, I fucking love this series. This is awesome.
I do too.
last week we kind of covered over a lot of the basics of what was going on. Kind of this week, we just kind of get the conclusion of all that. We learn about Starfront and the fact that she's like... Stormfront, yes. What'd I say, Starfront? Yeah.
You said Starfront.
Yeah, it's not... Starlight has
Which sounds
nothing to
like
do
a
with it.
really...
Starlight's a good character.
That actually sounds like a really great knockoff if somebody took, like, their favorite parts of Star Wars and Star Trek.
Oh, God.
Like it'd be like, you know, smugglers, but they're hiding from, like, the Alliance or the Federation of Planets.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That could be good.
That would be good, actually.
But
like Han Solo evading Kirk or Picard.
Well, that
Ooh.
Star Wars definitely doesn't have any Nazis, that's for sure.
Yeah, they certainly don't.
But the boys pretty unambiguously does. Stormfront is like 100 years old and she's a Nazi. Pretty much flat out.
Yeah, well, she was married to, like, Goebbels?
No, she was married to Frederick Vought, but she was friends with Goebbels.
Frederick Vought.
And,
she was friends with Goebbels,
the
that's
other
it, yes.
famous Nazi name that isn't Hitler.
Browning, or Browning, or... No, not Browning.
No, it was... Okay.
It's Groening. Hendrik Himmler?
Himmler, that's it, yes. Himmler.
It's Himmler,
yes.
That's it, yeah.
It was Himmler and Goebbels, yeah. They're close enough friends. And of course, her and Homelander decide to evolve their relationship and oh God. Oh my God.
Toxic is one word to describe it.
No, it's one of those things where it's like they do really kinky things to each other with their powers, and it's something that I don't have any objection to. What I have an objection to is that these are two awful people and they shouldn't find happiness. They deserve it.
Yes.
They are awful.
And they shouldn't be, and they absolutely shouldn't be causing their mayhem and chaos together.
Oh, God. What, they stop that one thief and while they're humping, just casually crush his skull?
Yeah.
Nice. I've said it.
But in these these last four, we also get to actually see a character that we've only heard of but have never seen, and that's Lamplighter.
Yes, yeah, he pops up briefly. Yeah. It's Sean Asmore that plays him, right? The guy from Iceman from the X-Men.
Yeah.
He pops up very briefly, and he's not a saint by any means, but he seems moderately, like, reflective on what he's done, and...
Yeah.
It's tough to describe. Like, he's doing some bad stuff still, but he's still not happy with what's happened. And he's reflecting on it by watching porn with Huey.
Not only that, 7 porn.
Yes.
7 parody porn.
Talking about how, you see the husband sitting there while the superhero bangs his wife. We're the husband. Okay. Oh my God. But yeah, he Starlight gets captured, and Huey gets Lamplighter to go with him to help save him. Yeah. And Lamplighter has another plan where he just decides to set himself on fire in the headquarters of the Seven.
He gets Huey in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets Huey in there.
And then Huey has to take off his hand so he can get any further.
He did chop his hand off.
Yeah, this show is kind of wonderfully dark.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of beautifully diabolical, for lack of a better word.
Well, diabolical is perfect when you got a character like Billy Butcher in there. Oh my God.
Well, speaking of diabolical, there is a new series that's on Amazon called Diabolical, and they're like animated shorts of the boys. Have you been watching any of those yet?
No, I haven't watched it. It keeps on coming up in recommendations, but I'm like, I need to watch the main series, then I'll get to that.
I kind of just binged before season 3 came out, and right when it came out or right around, I started watching a few, but I'll like kind of pop them on and every so often. And there's one where they have one with Butcher and Huey. It's a different actor playing Billy, but it is Simon Pegg doing the voice of Huey.
Yeah.
Who was the character design for the comics? Was Simon Pegg.
I didn't realize that, but yeah, he's also the He's the father of
Yeah.
Huey in the main show.
Yeah, because when they made this, he was a little too old to play Huey.
Mm-hmm.
But the creator of The Boys was a big fan of Shaun of the Dead.
I can see that, yeah.
Simon Pegg, yeah. So
Yeah.
So he made Huey kind of like drew Huey to look, because if you look at what Huey looks like in the graphic novels or the books, yeah, he looks just like fucking Simon Pegg.
It'll take a second for me to bring that up.
Okay,
yeah.
But I thought that was a nice little touch. But it was
definitely
a nice touch that Simon Pegg is in the first season.
Absolutely, yeah.
In this latter half, though, we also did get to see the Deep got married to that woman in the church.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
from the church.
Such a wonderful romance that one is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little sketchy. That church is sketchy. I think it's obviously Scientology, like we talked about last week. Like we said, it's clearly a stand-in for it.
Oh, for sure.
The Church of the Collective.
Yeah, it's super Scientology-ish.
And let's see, we also, and I know in episode 5, Stormfront confronted Starlight, saying that, like, I know it was you that leaked Compound V to the public.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was you. Like, things really heat up in these last 4 episodes really quickly.
Well, it's almost like they're not happy.
Yeah, like the boys, they're kind of at their own wits end with everything that's going on.
Well, the reveal that Compound V was just created by Vault was
Look at that. Yeah.
But that he's pointing out that if you're watching the video, I just brought up the image. The second image I found was a side by side of Huey comic book and Simon Pegg, and yeah, it's definitely there.
Dead Rainer.
But yes, the reveal that Vought created Compound V and has I deleted the wrong one. Vought created Compound V and they are creating the superheroes is not really taking them down as effectively as Starlight hoped.
No.
But there are other things.
In fact, it's almost it's kind of almost having the opposite effect.
Mm-hmm. But the Deep did do something for Maeve. The Deep, on the airplane in the first season that Homelander let crash, essentially. Deep went down and grabbed the camera footage, or he grabbed a camera that was on that wreckage, not knowing if it would work. And she has that camera, and she's trying to recover it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, this season, you really see Maeve come around. In that first season, she just comes off super cold and disconnected. And you kind of see what her early days must have been through Starlight in that season. And that's almost certainly why she's more cold and disconnected. And this season, she's a bit more... She's still disconnected, but you could tell she's really trying not to be, especially with Elena, who... I don't know if they're ever officially a couple this season. I think maybe a little bit, but Elena's very skittish about getting back together with her. And Maeve does explain to her, part of the problem is I was dating a person, and next thing... she wasn't even dating somebody. She was talking to somebody, and next thing you know, Homelander kills him.
Yeah. Like, obviously, Homelander is a psychopath.
Yes.
But that's also stuff that we've already been privy to. Mm-hmm. Like, we know how batshit he is.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I brought up before, Homelander's he's like a corporation personified. He's only interested in the image and what does well for the company. Past that, he doesn't care.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. And in the company, it's less Vought, although kind of in the first season. But here, the company that he would be representing is just himself. Completely self-involved.
He's more concerned about his own brand.
Yes, absolutely. His brand is more important to him than anything, which is why when Maeve does show him the tape, he's like, okay, he steps down, kind of. Obviously not publicly, but like he backs off.
Yeah, he kind of fucks off.
Mm-hmm. But one thing this show did that I thought was entertaining was after Maeve comes out, and when I say comes out, I mean fucking Homelander outs her because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, and he outed her in the last 4 that we watched.
But you start seeing this fun thing where it's like you get all these Queen Maeve bravery brownies or something like that.
Oh my
thing.
god!
It's like, oh my god!
All of the pandering,
my god!
Like I think I mean they were horrific. Because, well, I mean that happens.
Yes.
And that is kind of horrific that it does. But what I found great is like we got to watch their real time reactions to it, the both of them, like her and her partner. What was her name? Elena. Thank you. But yeah, both of them just going. Just oh god.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like if you want to get a Pride T-shirt, cool. Like I actually won't mind getting like a Pride Ally T-shirt. But it's like I want to make sure the money goes to something like the Trevor Project or something like that. I don't want it going to fucking something like fucking VOT or something like that.
No, that's how I feel about it too. Yeah. Like there's the Short North stage here in Columbus. Like I'd say over 75% of the cast is at least relatable to that set of people. And they always have charities for it. And any show that I go to, I'll always donate. Always, because I know it goes to the local resources. Like I know one goes to Stonewall Columbus. And that one's good. Actually, the last show that I went to was a Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, nice.
Where it was the actor who portrayed Seymour in that was identified as non-binary.
Okay.
And yeah, they had a lot of different like gender swapped roles throughout the cast too. Like some of the street urchins was one, or like it was as opposed to 3 girls, it was 2 girls and 1 boy.
Okay.
It was interesting, and a female did the voice of the plant, and she was great.
Yeah.
The show was great.
Well, going off on that offshoot real fast before we bring back to the boys. One of the things I really liked about West Side Story was there was a character in the original that was a tomboy. And in the Steven Spielberg version that came out last year, which is actually really good, that's just a trans character. And when I saw the original and I saw that, I was like, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. And that's it doesn't sound like it's kind of pandering at all either.
No, it's one of those things where it's like
that's amazing.
That makes sense. No, if you've not seen if you've not seen the new West Side Story, it's really good. I mean, the original is a classic. This one is actually comparable, though. I know it bombed at the box office, but it's actually really good.
Well, the original is still from that era of Hollywood where they did like a big production, like a big soundstage, and I mean, trying to pick out what of that is a set and what is an actual street that they filmed on is still a fun game to play for me, at least.
A lot of it is sets. It's not really hidden well at all.
A lot of it is set. Yeah, no, it's not hidden very well, but like those few opening, like establishing shots, that's the real city.
Yeah. Anytime when you see wide sweeping shots all over, that's probably a lot of city. Anytime where you can tell it's a bit more enclosed, that's a set.
It's a bit. Yeah, anywhere like that's a big open area between buildings, room to see a lot of dancing, that's a set.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a set. For sure a set. Because, wow, it's dark, but super lit in this courtyard.
Yeah. That's interesting. But, oh my God. Queen Maeve Brave Brownies or something like that.
I really liked the one of her where like holding like the pride flag over like the sunflowers. That one was just, oh God, that is that's painful.
Well,
I'm annoyed and disgusted with the both of you. Not at the two of you. Just I'm disgusted at these people sitting across from you two ladies.
Well,
I'm as disgusted with you.
One thing I appreciate about this series is that it actually recognizes the issue is not recognizing gay rights. The issue is Vought an evil corporation that's a piece of shit and is just monetizing this soullessly.
Yep. And that like line even in Dawn of the Seven movie where she had to say it, she's like, really? Like I have to? Homelander's a dick.
What line was it? I don't...
Where she saved that other hero and Maeve had said, well, I'm just like you. I'm gay. And saying that. She came out in that line in the movie.
Yeah.
As if, so like, you know, whatever's happening in their personal lives is a part of the script. I did notice something. And Homelander said, yeah, that Joss punch up was really great. It was like, is that a Joss Whedon joke? I think that was a Joss Whedon joke.
I don't know. Oh,
because yeah, sure, he punches up scripts.
No, he's never punched up a script. I don't know what you're talking about. Never.
He certainly didn't do it for Justice League.
Well, in his defense, and I don't like him defense of Joss Whedon because he's kind of shown he's a piece of shit. But
yeah,
he came in very late post production on Justice League, so
he did. And I mean, he certainly left his fingerprints on it.
Yeah. I think Ralph the Movie Maker left the best description of how WB was able to get Joss Whedon. Because Joss Whedon's going, I don't want to be a part of Justice League. And WB's like, okay, we understand that position. Now we need you to look out your window real fast for us. Just go look out. So he walks out, looks out his window. Dump truck of money just dumped all over his lawn.
See, if he were smart, he would have just held out for a Firefly season 2.
Yeah. That would be awesome. But you know what? He's kind of a piece of crap too. Which is sad. Yeah, I like so much of his stuff, but he's awful. You know?
No, I like some of his stuff too, and it's sad. Like I really enjoyed Dollhouse. I thought that was a great series. Just great concept. I'm here for it. Cabin in the Woods. Great.
Well, did you watch The Nevers?
No, I didn't.
He only ran half a season. That's all that's been made so far, and they have more being made. But if I were to summarize that show, it is steampunk X-Men. It is half a season is awesome. It's so worth checking out. I want to say it's like 6 or so episodes. Maybe when they finally release more, we'll have to cover it. But yeah.
Okay.
It's such a good show. It's too bad he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh man. But hey, back to the boys though, we did get to meet a new character, one that is predominant, or I guess he is shown a lot in the comics, but we haven't gotten to get a chance to see him until recently, and that's Billy's dog.
Billy's dog?
The dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the 5th episode, or I want to say the 5th.
Oh my God, yes.
Where he went to his aunt's house, and they trapped Black Noir.
Yes.
Or they tried to.
Yeah.
With the chemical bombs.
Which didn't work, but then he made a deal with Stanley Edgar, and he just had to call him off because it's like we're fucked.
Yeah, Stan Edgar called him off, or Gus.
Yeah.
Because he's Gus.
Well, he's Gus Fring after Breaking Bad.
I mean, he's pretty much Gus Fring in this too.
Yeah, well, what's the actor's name? Gustav.
Something
like that. It's a name I'm sure I'm gonna slaughter if I were to look it up. But he is great, and especially in that like villain role, he
really wears that villain hat so good. Oh
God!
Hey, that's awesome! I didn't realize that.
What was that?
I mean, my little victory today. Today I celebrate 5 years and 4 months exactly of alcohol-free living.
Nice.
Today it didn't occur to me. I mean, it is the 3rd. Yeah. It is the 3rd, so yeah. All right.
It works.
Hey, yeah, it does, and I don't regret plugging the jug. I'm trying to look up that actor's name.
Well, he's a good actor. Like he plays that role here. He plays that role in The Mandalorian.
I read something about that role.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, his name is Giancarlo.
Oh,
Or
okay.
Giancarlo.
Yeah, that seems right.
Esposito.
Esposito. God, I was off.
Yes.
Like I had like the right letters starting.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. I mean, it was in the first it was in the first set that we covered last week, but like that scene where Homelander goes to talk tough to him, and he puts Homelander in his place. You know what? They're both pieces of shit, but it's nice seeing Homelander be put in his place. Let's see. But yeah, that Black Noir is a character that they haven't explored yet, and it seemed like the little bit I've seen of season 3, they might start doing that. So we'll have to see.
Hey, holy crap!
Yes.
Giancarlo Esposito. He was also in Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee's movie in 1989, and also apparently he appeared in Usual Suspects, according to the Google.
Usual Suspects? God, I guess it's been a while since I've seen
he
it.
probably played like a background henchman or something.
It's tough to go back to watch that because it has Kevin Spacey.
It does have
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Well, I've even thought about because there.
Well, I mean, I've cleared my throat enough because I'm gonna have to do that voice a lot for a name of a movie we're gonna talk about later.
Yeah.
Because that person turned out to be a bad man.
Are you talking about the movie we're talking about next?
Yes.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. We'll get to it though.
He's a bad.
Well,
sorry. I meant the story I heard about him. It was right before the final episode of season 1 of The Mandalorian,
Mm-hmm.
and the actor who portrayed, who played the leader, his role, he was out doing press for it, and before it was going to be premiering on Disney Plus, he got a phone call or a text from his daughters saying don't you dare hurt baby Yoda, just please dad, please don't do it. And he's like, and then what did I do? I responded, I will crush his little green body beneath my boot, and he will reign, as he will know the reign of the Empire is strong and true. And it's just kind of more like, that's fucking awesome.
It sounds like how I talk to my kids. Oh, that baby Yoda's getting fucked up. I am doing some script doctoring. I'm.
Yeah, that I just oh god, that's awesome. That's so awesome, but also don't you fucking dare.
I have to now. Didn't you see the text? But no, one thing we'll get to it when we get to the character we talk about in the next one, because I think the Kevin Spacey thing's interesting because I've thought about it and it's weird. But anyways,
it is. Well, it's a conversation of separating art from artist.
Yes, it is, and I have a hard time doing it with Kevin Spacey for some reason. And we'll discuss
it's hard for me.
More, but
yes,
he is unique, I think, in some ways.
Yes.
But yeah, this season kind of culminates in a nice battle with the boys and Homelander and Stormfront. And essentially, Starlight's just kind of a member of the boys by the end of this season. I mean, technically, no, and she's still part of the 7, but she's doing a lot of stuff with them, including the little ambush at the end they have set up.
Yeah, she helps, and it really starts kicking Stormfront's ass for a little while.
Well,
but Stormfront does kind of get the upper hand on all of them, and then Queen Maeve comes in with the save, and girls do get it done.
Yeah, no. Kamiko and Starlight and Maeve beat the shit out of Stormfront, and it's
I forgot.
Kind of wonderful.
Kamiko goes, she squares up with her, and she starts whooping that ass.
Well, like it's Kamiko, Starlight, and then I want to say Huey and Frenchie have Stormfront surrounded, and fairly quickly, Frenchie and Huey just have to run because They are so
run.
far outclassed in this. They have no chance.
Yeah.
They're like dead in instant if they go any further.
Yeah, and I know Billy has his wife and the child from his wife and Homelander.
Yeah, Ryan. That's
Ryan.
the instigator of this whole thing, because Homelander, the kid decides he would like to go with Homelander and Stormfront for a bit. A choice it seems like he regrets pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah, because he sees that his dad just is super popular, and he gets swarmed, and both of them care more about that than him in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
And you see that kid get really terrified.
No, and the fact is, Homelander's just a psychopath, and you gotta love how Stormfront's very quick to talk about how, racism's real. Have you heard about white genocide?
Yeah, that
Oh
was...
my god.
What? No.
That's wrong.
No.
But, it's not like this series is political or anything.
No, not at all.
But yeah, Stormfront pretty much gets destroyed by Ryan here, though, because what? Oh yeah, he's choking his mom, Becca, Billy Butcher's wife, and Billy is just trying everything he can to get Stormfront off her, but he can't. And Stormfront's even doing the thing where she's telling Becca, "Look at me, I like to see the light go out," and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then his laser vision activates and he blasts the ever loving shit out of her. Yeah, I think just next we see she's like burned up and scarred, no legs, and like one arm or something like that.
Yeah.
She's fucked.
Yeah. She's messed up.
Yeah.
And she's speaking German.
Yeah, she's obviously going through some sort of trauma. Unfortunately, he hits his mom a bit too, and she dies with her dying wish being that Billy take care of her son. Yeah,
and just tell him that it's not his fault.
And then Homelander shows up, super bloodied. I kind of want to talk about the trick they do, because they do something super clever. So, Vought is after the kid.
Yeah.
So what they do, the boys set up a whole bunch of Vought speakers at a frequency where only Homelander, and does Stormfront hear it too? I think she hears it too.
Yes, I think that only Soups can hear it.
Yeah, they hear it, and they go track down the sound and destroy it. And then when Vought shows up to get the kid, it completely looks like Vought did everything. And the boys are essentially kind of undercover because they don't even know they're there, which it was kind of great. I like it.
Yeah, you see Homelander just eviscerate an entire room of them with his eyes.
Well, I think we only see him technically kill one, but then you just see him walk out, and he is covered.
Well, you see the aftermath.
He is covered in blood.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And guts and holy crap.
And he could have done that all at a distance. So to get that bloody, he probably was having some what he would undoubtedly call fun with them.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah. But of course, after this, he shows up because he sees Stormfront's murdered, and he wants his son to come over to him. And essentially, like, you see a moment where Billy's looking at his son after Becca dies, and there's a little bit of madness in his eyes. You can see he's not thinking logically.
Yeah, he's about ready to kill the kid.
Yeah, but then Homelander's like, "Hey, come to me," and the kid decides he would rather be with Billy in that moment.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's got his problems, but fuck, dude, you're no. But
I feel safe with him.
Yeah, I feel safer with the guy that was about ready to murder me with a fucking crowbar. But that's when Maeve shows Homelander the video, and
it's like, you're gonna leave all of them alone.
In that moment at the end of season 2, Homelander becomes the husband watching his wife fuck a superhero.
Yep. He becomes the cuck, as Lamplighter said.
So the cuck gets to play a role? I guess that was foreshadowing?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Yeah, I'm certain it was, considering the how this show is, but yeah. God, I can't wait to get into season 3 next week, but I think season 3 is wrapping up this week, but we'll be like a week behind, but
yeah, we'll be a week behind, but it'll be okay.
Yeah, I love doing the rewatch.
I'm okay with binging and doing this rewatch prior to watching season 3. It's just making me more excited.
I know. Getting all up to date, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I got into really watching Diabolical first, just to kind of, okay, none of this has anything to do with the story. I can just watch it, and this is just like harmless fun inside the boys' universe. Yeah. And a lot of it really is just harmless fun within the boys' universe. The advertisements and things that you see, like within that, because they open a lot of them up, like, hey, this is a VOT brought to you by VOT, and just different stuff of it. It is like It is like, did you happen to see that new ad that Rudy Giuliani did?
No.
Like with the My Pillow thing? It is like satirical level. Yeah, it is on the level of that satirical. But I mean, that Rudy thing happened in real life. So, I mean, at this point, I am just enjoying it like it's the world's greatest comedy.
Yeah. Well, are we ready to move on to Howard the Duck?
Yes.
Oh, Howard the Duck. This movie sucks. So moving on to Thor Ragnarok now.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, and I said we do the voice. Yes, Jeffrey Jones is in this movie.
I wasn't thinking of demon voice for him, but yeah, I didn't look up exactly what he did. I didn't get reminded, but I remember he got arrested for some shit.
I believe it was possession of child porn, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was it's bad. But I also, but it made me think about, because it's like, yeah, that's right, he did some nasty stuff, but it's like, I still watch, well, I don't really watch this, but I watch, like, Ferris Bueller and stuff like that.
Mom and Dad Save the World.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen that since it came out. That's a long time.
But he's in that, and there's a lot of other, he's in Beetlejuice. He plays Mr. Deeds.
Yes. And I watched
there's a lot of
and
stuff.
Not really think about it.
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah, no, I can watch it and not think about it either.
But like with Kevin Spacey, it's different. And what I think it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I said normal. Kevin Spacey. What is different, I think, is that Kevin Spacey always played his characters with a bit of an edge and kind of almost like a creepy vibe to them.
Yeah, when I first heard about this and the allegations, I was in the middle of first time watching House of Cards. And this particular episode was one where Frank and his wife lured someone back to their bedroom together.
That. Yeah, it was the Secret Service guard,
Yeah, so... Yeah, that character in particular is kind of... Yeah.
Well, he likes to bring out that character and do YouTube videos with him apparently now, which is...
He does.
The cringiest fucking shit you could imagine.
They really are. But, like, I don't know. Well, with getting back to something that we had touched on earlier with separating the art from the artist and everything, like, here's a good example. I can... watch a film by Roman Polanski, all right?
Yeah.
And appreciate everything that he put into it. His use of light and color. The camera movements, the finer little subtle points that he was great at. And not think about the fact that he did kill somebody.
Did he kill? I thought he just raped somebody.
I think, that's right. He raped. Yeah. He raped. I'm thinking. I'm mistaking him and Phil Spector.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
I can but same thing. But still the same thing. I can appreciate the engineering work that Phil Spector did with music. Like that Phil Spector sound. It sounds literally like all of it is just being blasted right at you at once, and it is still iconic. To this day, you listen to some of those old Supreme singles, and that music is there. You hear it, and it is a major part of the song. And, Phil Spector is to thank for that in the sense of engineering, even though he shot someone.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when you watch a Kevin Spacey performance, there's this weird undertone to it. It's like throughout all his performances. And at first, I just thought he was just such a good actor, and he chose roles that like well suited that type of thing.
Yeah.
Where, like you just like it worked well, and it especially worked great for villains.
Yeah.
Characters like Frank Underwood, it was like made for.
Oh yeah,
But then,
absolutely.
like when all this stuff comes out, you realize, oh fuck, that's not him putting on a performance. That's
him.
The creepiness of him.
Yeah, that's just like him being kind of a sleazebag.
Yes. And then someone else you brought up, Woody Allen. Oh no, you didn't bring him up, but Woody Allen.
But yeah, no, Woody
Allen
Allen
has
is
a
another
very
one.
similar vibe to him, where it's like there's something up with this guy.
Well, yeah, and Woody's a pedo.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He is,
well-
and is well known for being a pedo too, which is just mind-boggling to me.
Motherfucker married his stepdaughter.
Yeah.
That and it's
Like
not
that-
even like she was all grown up when he married their mom, and that's when he met her, and she was already an adult. No, he raised her as a father for part of her life. That's just fucking wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like Woody Allen doesn't escape it. Kevin Spacey doesn't escape it. But Jeffrey Jones is someone that I watch, and it's like he kind of escapes it, I guess. He just doesn't give off that creepy vibe. He doesn't...
No, he really doesn't give that vibe off of it at all.
And I want to stress he's a piece of shit, but
yeah, he is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like a shameful man, but yeah, I don't even like. I kind of every time I watch it, I'll think to myself, man, why doesn't he do any more work?
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's
he was
right.
Arrested.
That's why he was arrested. That's why
that slows down your career. But anyways,
a little bit, yeah.
Do you want to talk about the wonderfulness that is Howard's Planet?
Oh yeah, sure. So it's like it's kind of like a duck world. It's like ours, but as opposed to human beings being there, they're all ducks.
And
so,
everything instead of being normal is a duck pun.
Yeah,
Literally.
there's like it's either parodies of like either feathers, bills, ducks, obviously, or what's the other? Like I think I saw a few geese and goose things.
I'm sure. I mean,
like I didn't really analyze because we really didn't get to spend a lot of time in duck.
No,
world.
but we totally got the feel of it, and we got two sets of duck tits. I only remembered the one, but fuck, like right before we get the one big close up, we get. Well, I guess not close up, medium shot, but
I forgot about the one in the magazine too.
But the right before
I remembered the one in the bathtub.
Yeah, the bathtub's the famous
which also one. She was completely oblivious to Howard just busting through the wall. There's moments that I forget that this is a George Lucas movie.
Yeah. So he comes to Earth. People are freaked out because he's a duck. I guess before we get too far, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this costume. Because I actually think the eyes are well done on this costume. They look like a puppeteering feat.
It does. The eyes are very well done in this.
The rest looks like plastic.
A lot of it does look like plastic. Yeah. The feet look like giant slippers.
Yes.
And the wings sometimes kind of just look like gloves.
Yeah, they do a lot. But the eyes look good, and it gets really confusing because it's like, why do the eyes look so good and the rest look so bad? So
yeah, but there's also some shots where I think Howard looks like he shrinks and grows. You know, when the camera is placed further away from him, it looks like he would be taller than what he would be from other shots that we've established.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it might have been an instance of like different actors portraying Howard, like stunt actors.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that scene in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, where you see Freddy kind of running down the alley.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks goofy. Really, it was a shorter actor, an actor who was shorter than Robert Englund.
Works kind of,
but it works.
It's a dream sequence
because Robert had to be standing on the other side to scare Tina.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's a different actor.
Those are movies we definitely have to get to at some point.
Yes. The Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yes.
Or what? Are you thinking maybe just cover the first of each major one?
maybe we should do something fun for October. I think we
Okay,
got a couple months, but like maybe do like a whole like horror themed October. That could be fun.
Yeah. We could. Ooh. You know what? Yes.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. But
And we could
have
say,
some fun.
yeah. And we could save some of the most holiest of horror for around the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, like The Exorcist.
Ooh. I haven't seen that in a long time. Of course, we have to start where you're supposed to, Exorcist 2.
No, we could skip it. That has nothing to do with it.
To.
I'm going off the source material of what William Peter Blatty wrote, and he only wrote 2 books.
No, we have
So we're going off that.
No, but speaking of horror movies, Howard the Duck.
Yeah, Howard, there is some scary.
Oh, man. So he comes to Earth. People are freaked out because there's a midget in a plastic
It's a talking
suit.
duck! It's a talking duck!
Oh, yeah, talking duck. That's it.
Yeah, we do hear that phrase quite a bit throughout this movie.
But we also see a band playing, as led by Leah Thompson.
The cherry bombs.
Cherry bombs.
I totally thought that the first time they said it. She said it. Yeah, cherry bombs.
And one thing I do want to give this movie credit for is they got Thomas Dolby to do the original songs, and he comes up with some good earworms here.
And Leah Thompson does all the singing too on the songs where she does that. That's her.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking, girl, you might have missed your calling. Mm-hmm. Like, great.
She got the Back to the Futures movies, so.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Although she does credit Howard the Duck with slowing down her career, and it might have.
I've heard her say that too.
Yeah, it's
I've heard her more recently say, now I've grown a love for it because it does have its fan base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah, she's like, it does. It found its fans years later, but yeah, that movie did hurt my career.
Yeah. Well,
and just go, I'm sorry, George.
Well, I mean, this movie does hold a place in cinematic history as the very first Marvel theatrical movie.
It is. It is the bridging movie from comic book to the silver screen.
Yes. Well, for Marvel at least, DC had some crummy Superman and Batman movies, but who counts those?
Well, yeah, I mean,
actually,
they had
Batman
like
wasn't yet. Yeah, just a couple Superman movies. God.
Yeah, I think Superman came out in 78?
78 or 79. This might have come out about the same time as Superman 4, actually.
The Quest for Peace.
As everybody knows, the best Superman movie.
Yes, because it also featured, future, actor cast to play Mr. Lex Luthor, John Cryer.
Yes, in his most iconic role, Superman 4.
What was his name? Lucky or something like that?
I don't think it's that, but something dumb. It was
Ducky. It was Ducky. That was his name. Ducky was his name.
Okay, so now we have to do an episode with Superman 4 and Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting episode.
The John Cryer special.
Talk about tonal shift.
And then season 3 of 2.5 Men.
Oh. God, no.
God,
show is terrible.
Yeah. But you know what else is terrible? Howard the Duck.
Yeah, Howard the Duck is rather bad.
I will say this for Leah Thompson. She gives it her all. It's not all her delivery's perfect, but you know what? There's only so much you can expect from an actress working with a plastic duck. Then in the middle of the movie, she apparently has some sort of seduction with. I don't even know what they're going for there, but yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that definitely happened.
And I also kind of find it funny that whenever people talk about this movie and how great of an iconic 80s movie it is, they kind of tend to overtalk, not even mention or talk about this scene.
Yeah. Well, it's like Howard's like talking about, hey, you should go into the animal kingdom. And then as soon as she's like, hey, maybe I should, he's like, oh, wait a minute. It's like, are we doing this, guys? Are we actually fucking doing this?
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? It's bestiality, but you know what? If he gives consent, sure, have fun. But are we going this way with this movie?
Like, really? What?
What's the thing? Like, is this supposed to be a children's movie, or is this just like?
Oh, it was rated PG.
Yeah, or is this bounces between children's movie tone and like R-rated comedy tone?
Yeah,
because
it certainly does.
When he goes on the like outs with I can't even think, Beverly, Leah Thompson's character, and so
it's right there.
So he go yeah, you're right. Beverly Sizzle's right in the poster there. And so he goes to get a job, and for this whole segment of the movie, people are acting like having a plastic talking duck walking around doing stuff is fairly fucking normal. And
and apparently,
it's not like that, but here it is.
No, and also apparently there are a lot of bathhouses in the greater Cleveland area.
Yeah, and that's the best spot for a walking plastic talking duck to work, apparently.
Probably the only place that would hire him.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Probably. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, he quits that job, and did that whole like side quest with him with the job have anything to do with the main plot, like at all?
I think it's just an excuse to throw some slapstick in there.
Yeah, and not even funny.
No, not even. Like, I mean, I don't find being thrown in a hot tub in that sort of establishment funny. I find it exactly how Howard found it.
No, like
not amusing.
No, the owner's like, it's clogged and you need to fix it, and then he throws them in there while it's being used. Yeah, what the fuck?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sir, the Better Business Bureau of Ohio is going to hear of this.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, he ends up being friends with Beverly again, and then but they meet Tim Robbins, who I don't remember his character. I'm not looking it up. Tim Robbins does not escape with his dignity in this movie.
Oh no, yeah, he dates like a girl that's in the band with Beverly.
That's right. Yeah.
I forget his name too, but I do remember one particular line where he kind of almost figured out why or how Howard got there, where he's like, all right, we got to go. And, Leah Thompson says to her friend, can you get him under control? And she's like, baby, come here. He's like, no sex. I'm working. Like, I caught that line. I just kind of was like laughing, like, okay, that's funny. That's hilarious.
How many attempts of sexual assault are there against Beverly in this movie? There's at least two. I want to say there's a third one somewhere. That's right.
I want to say,
There's the beginning where Howard saves her, and then there's the managers. I don't think they get a chance to do it, but they talk about doing it, and then Howard saves her again.
They talk about trying it, yeah.
And then there's at the fucking diner.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ. I know, like, rape is underreported, and it's a serious issue, but Jesus.
and we get it. Leah Thompson is a very attractive woman, but you could go up and just say hello.
Yeah. No.
You look very pretty.
Yeah. No, full-fledged sexual assault. Non-stop. Sure. And it's one of those things where if you do it once, okay, fine. But I
mean, it's just a good thing George McFly wasn't in that.
Yeah. Yes.
He would have just given him the one piece.
Nice.
Just the one piece. No need for a 2 or a 3.
No. Well, he showed he could definitely do that one in a much better movie.
Yeah. He showed he could deliver a one piece really well. with high efficiency.
And okay, derailing it slightly. Have you seen? I think College Humor does do this one. The alternate scenes for Back to the Future.
No,
it's a thing where it's Back to the Future, and Marty's in the car with his mom.
Yeah,
and she's getting all aggressive with him, and then he decides to go for it. And then he has to travel back in time to stop himself from going for it. Yeah. And then he has a 3-way. And then it just keeps on adding up. And Doc's like,
That's
you
just
just have to
no.
stop having sex with your mother. And he's like, but she's younger and she's not my mom yet. She's hot. It's like, oh, Marty, no.
That's not. No, bad.
No. But yeah, that's a fun skit. People should check out. Funner than this movie.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
So Howard got here because some scientists were experimenting with dark matter. I think.
Yeah,
it
I want
was.
to say we're like at least 45 minutes, maybe an hour until he gets to the guts of the story here. But yes.
Yeah.
Scientists as led by Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones.
Yes. They were experimenting with dark matter. It's never explained why they teleport him there, but it's him specifically. Like, if they had, like, set up a situation where, like, he was at least on a roof near an antenna or something like that, something that would call them to it, maybe. But, like, he was...
Well, I think they had just said that, it just pulled everything that it was, and it just happened to be pointing at Howard's planet.
Yeah, exactly.
At that
Through
time.
multiple buildings. Apparently missing duck tits, but...
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yay!
Oh, yeah. So when we get to the final meat and potatoes of the story at the diner in the end, the Jeffrey Jones first tries to help Howard get home, but ends up being possessed by a Dark Lord.
The Dark
and
Overlord.
The Dark Overlord. And he gives a great performance.
Yeah, no, and he ends up giving a voice through a lot of it.
Kinda like this.
He kind of ends up talking a lot like this throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but he's clearly having fun with it, which is terrible because he's a terrible human being and shouldn't have fun with anything.
Yeah, he shouldn't be allowed to have fun. All the bad things in life should happen to him and only him. But he did give us a great performance.
Yeah, he is very entertaining. He essentially becomes the main villain. Until the main villain leaves his body and becomes a weird puppet.
Weird stop motion puppet. Silk screen on film.
Not great. Here's the deal. You know what? If this was a low budget movie, not done with George Lucas, there would be a lot of charm to this. Actually, yeah.
Like a Corman movie. Yeah.
I mean, it's a terrible script, but like there'd at least be charms to the effects.
I don't even think ILM did this.
I don't know. George Lucas was involved, so I assumed ILM was, but maybe not.
I assume they would.
Yeah. George Lucas has his name all over this. I mean,
even if like they probably looked at it as like, get the fuck out, George.
Are you serious right now?
You fucking kidding me? We got to wrap. When did this come out? 83?
86 or 87.
Okay, because for some reason I thought this came out around the same time as Jedi.
No, it was his big project after Jedi, maybe.
Oh, well, I thought it was at least an Indiana Jones movie. Because I know that those.
Yeah, no, it was probably Temple of Doom.
Yeah, Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
He was rounding Kate Capshaw.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not thrilled with Temple of Doom, but it's better than this.
Yeah. I would rather watch Temple of Doom than this.
Yeah. I mean, Temple of Doom has its moments. I don't like Temple of Doom, but you know what? It has its moments.
I like Temple of Doom better than I like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
When I first watched Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I won't disagree with you. Rewatching it not that long ago, I absolutely agree. That movie has aged way worse. Oh my god. Oh my. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, strangely enough, do like Shia LaBeouf in that movie, though. I thought he did a good job, but yeah.
Yeah, and normally I'm not a fan of Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, she was a good villain.
I liked her in that.
Yeah, I don't have issues with any of the performances in that movie.
No, I mean normally I'm not a fan of hers at all. At all.
Well, you see, I like Cate Blanchett, but we'll get to her in the next movie.
I think she delivers a little flat performance every time. That's just me.
But every scene in that movie looks like a computer animated like backdrop.
Yes,
it has aged
does.
poorly, and I know it was George Lucas's influence. George Lucas told Steven Spielberg that he thinks it would look better if they did that. And Steven Spielberg, because they were partners, said, "Okay, I'll go with you on this one, George.
I trust you, George. All right, I'll go with you on this one, George."
It is more practical than the prequels, thank God. But
do you think, since that idea failed so badly, Steven, like they made some sort of agreement? Okay, but if it doesn't work out, George, you sell Star Wars.
They definitely did it, but that would be funny.
That would be. I doubt that's what happened.
But yeah,
I sincerely doubt that's what happened.
Is there much really to add to Howard the Duck? Listen, there's this
the theme song also. The theme song had a co-writing credit by the one, the only George Clinton.
Yes.
I found
Bill's
that
brother.
out at the credits, and I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I listened to the soundtrack version of the song, one that's not featured in the film.
Yeah.
But there's a whole verse where it's like, yeah, that's George.
Mm-hmm.
That's George.
Yeah.
I hear George.
Well, that song's an earworm. There's also the Hunger City song at the beginning of this. It's an earworm.
Yeah.
There's
Hunger City was actually...
There's songs I genuinely like here.
Yeah, I really liked that Hunger City one. I was like, this actually isn't bad.
No, the songs that pop up that Thomas Dolby did for this movie, solid stuff. This movie is not. It's not like everything in it's bad. A lot of it is. But it is the first Marvel movie. Oh yeah, and to defeat Jeffrey Jones' Dark Overlord puppet, there's a laser on a cart that Howard drives towards it, and ta-da!
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. To activate the cart,
hilarious.
you do have to put on the seatbelt. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Yes, it is. But Howard the Duck is better than Top Gun. Maverick.
Sure. You know what? Fuck it. Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I to be 100% serious, I do like Top Gun Maverick, but I really feel like people are overblowing the shit out of that movie.
Yeah, you've noticed that
it's
too
like,
recently.
oh my god, this is like the best movie ever. It's fine. It's the best movie in like 10 years.
I've heard somebody say it's so great because it's anti-woke. And I went, what part do they... No,
yeah, that's the thing. A lot of that crowd is pushing it, and it's like, no.
I mean, cut and dry. It's propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it absolutely is.
Lots of the anti-woke crowd is also screaming about how that movie is what's great is that it's not a franchise movie like the Marvel movies. It's an original movie, and I'm like, it's
not a franchise movie.
You really want to be pushing Top Gun as your example of original movie? Okay. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's a sequel.
Yeah.
Making it a part of a franchise.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah.
God damn it. I guess next they'll be saying that, back to that Mission Impossible, that will be another smash hit for Tom.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Which it will, and I'll be honest, from the trailer I saw, I'm excited that Keatrick is back. That actor who played him is fucking great in everything he's in.
Who is he again?
I'm going to look him up.
Okay. Well, I know the Mission Impossible movies. I'm enjoying them. I think, like, Tom Cruise made a big deal about how there's only... Every movie's going to have a different director. And then Christopher McQuarrie did one. And then he's done them all since then. And to his credit, he did, like, the best one. And he does a good job with it. But yeah, Tom Cruise is still kind of cringe. He's a good actor, though. Like, he's not a great actor, but he's a good movie star, and he does decent performances. Possibly the last of the movie stars.
The character's name is Eugene Kittredge.
Oh,
he was he appeared in the first Mission Impossible.
He was like
film.
the main boss guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even know he was coming back.
That. Yeah, that's what I read for this one. I was like, oh, cool.
Well, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the 2-part to end the franchise.
Yeah. The actor is Henry Sinzeri. Szerny.
Oh, I did not know that. But I know the face. I've seen him around.
Yeah, and you know that iconic voice he has.
I definitely I will say for the last 2-parter, it better have plenty of Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, and Rebecca Ferguson, who's done a great job in these movies so far. I want to see plenty of them.
I thought Rachel Weisz was in them, or did she die in this franchise?
I don't think she's been in them. She was in she was in the 4th Bourne movie, the one with Jeremy Renner.
That's right.
I would say that was the worst Bourne movie, but then Jason Bourne came out.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, it's not.
Well, I mean, I know what we could do to save that franchise. We'll cast Chris Pine to play Jason Bourne.
There you go.
And all be well.
Sure. And then you need him to play James Bond because you just need Chris Pine to play everybody at this point.
Oh, I don't think they'll never cast an American to play Bond.
But you need him to play everything at this point.
They'll never cast an American to play Bond.
That would be wild to have an American play James Bond.
Ever. It'd be like an American cast to play Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm. Or casting a New Zealand guy to play Homelander. Oh, wait a minute. But yes, we got Thor Ragnarok.
Duck.
We're not done with Marvel yet, cause
no,
Thor Ragnarok.
As we go from their first release to a I would say relatively new release, but not really.
5 years old. This one.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok. We were going to cover all the Thor movies, but then time snuck up on us, and...
Yeah.
We could just do this one, because this one's kind of like a soft reboot, like a super soft reboot.
Well, it definitely is that, and it's also, I think, something that represents a change of pace that Marvel wanted, that the MCU and Marvel films was taking. They were kind of taking note at what some of their contemporaries and people still working within, but that Sony Marvel bubble were doing, and it's more with like the Deadpool movies.
Yeah,
they could be a little bit edgier. Marvel didn't go full tilt with it in this one, but there's a lot of themes and subject matter in here and violence in this one that are not in a lot of the other movies. No. Like this one, I think definitely is a little bit more graphic and violence tone. Throughout a lot of it. There's a lot more adult themed crude jokes in this one.
Oh yeah.
Like they make the joke about the Grandmaster's orgies.
Yes, and the button that sets off all the fireworks, which is like, oh, I wonder what he saves that one for. I wonder what.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well. One thing I really like rewatching it, I really appreciate, like, a lot of people say that the humor overrides this movie. I really don't think it does. Yeah, it actually has more humor than a lot of Marvel movies, I would say. Yeah. But it deals with lots of like, it's more serious, too. It's a weird mix, and I think Taika Waititi really balances this movie incredibly well.
Oh, absolutely.
You obviously have Hela, who's like the big heavy and the main villain, and she's very serious. But you have this kind of offshoot villain with Grandmaster and Jeff Goldblum being super Jeff Goldblum-y in the role. Just having fun. And yeah, he is just a comedic relief villain, but it works so well. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, this is... What I like about what Taika Waititi does is he really demonstrates that Thor is a badass throughout this movie. Yeah, he has his down point, but at the beginning and end of this movie, he is this complete fucking badass. And he incorporates just a lot of humor into not just the character, but the world. He has a lot of fun with the cosmic elements of Marvel. Just kind of doing whatever the fuck and taking the piss out of a lot of it, which... It's kind of
is something
great.
that hasn't really been done in the MCU before.
Yeah.
But it was like all good-spirited fun.
Yeah.
Like nothing really mean-spirited or ill-willed at all.
No, you don't get the sense he's looking down on the material. What you do is you get the sense that he's just having fun with the material.
I mean, I got that he loved and appreciated it very much.
Yes, very much so. Well, like
definitely a lot of it coming from a place of love.
Like the little bit of time Odin has in this movie, which isn't much. He handles that stuff with so much gravity, like so much seriousness.
Yeah.
Those are some great moments. Anthony Hopkins gets some great moments in this movie, even though they're brief.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought like even though his time in this was small, but God, he gives a great performance.
Yeah. Like at the beginning where he's like, "Hey, I'm dying, and hell is gonna come after you." It's kind of sad, even though the whole thing feels like it's a superimposed shot. It does not look great, but you kind of forgive it because Anthony Hopkins and Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston are selling it.
No, they're all great actors in their own right. The movie that really sold Tom Hiddleston for me was actually one called I Saw the Light, where he plays Hank Williams.
Okay, yeah, it seems familiar. He did a biopic.
Yeah, he was really good. And there's so much of it that I forget he's British.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Like I completely forgot. He disappeared into that role, and it was
there
great.
There are lots of actors that do that. It's like seeing Carl Urban play Bones.
I was waiting for him to call someone a cheeky fucker or a cunt the entire movie.
Well, yeah. Well, I had forgotten he was in Thor Ragnarok, so it's good.
I did too.
Yeah,
I actually did too.
He pops up in that scene where he's talking about Des and Troy, and I'm like, oh my God, Carl Urban's in this. I forgot, and he's awesome in this too. You know,
diabolical.
Yeah,
diabolical.
These are my toys. I call them Des and Troy. You put them together, they destroy. It's like great. His character here is kind of just, I don't know of a great way to describe him, but he's kind of wormy. But, like, when he was needed, he was awesome, too.
Yeah, he was great.
And
this is another one where I'm normally not a fan of Cate Blanchett.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy her in this.
No, yeah, well, I am a fan of Cate Blanchett. I did
enjoy it.
But, like, she's great here.
Yeah.
She does a lot of, like, the standard villain stuff, but it's great. It's menacing. But every once in a while, she has a little, like, comedic punch to her that she does great. Like, when she's, like, giving the whole villain speech to the Asgardian army. She has a whole speech, I'm going to conquer you. This is my place, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And Hogan comes to her and says, whoever you are. And she's like, whoever I am, were you not listening? Were you no? But she's a hell of a villain here because she takes some damage and it's like, Jesus Christ, how did they beat her? Like the Asgardian army, like one of the soldiers gets a sword straight through her, through like her stomach, like straight through the center, and she just like flinches it off, and it's like, what do you do against that? But yeah, I love her turn as the villain here. Of course, she destroys Mjolnir, which is kind of throws Thor for a loop. That being said, even though he's thrown for a loop, he still is pretty badass in this. He gets thrown to Sakaar along with Loki, and he has to fight the Grandmaster's champion for his freedom. And of course, the Grandmaster champion is the Hulk, which is awesome.
He's a friend from work.
Yes, and you can tell, like when he saw Hulk, he was like, "Oh, great, we'll just hug it out and be fine." But no, Hulk wanted to fight because it's Hulk.
Yeah, and he's Hulk, and he had been Hulk for what, 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years solid at that point. He's pretty used to Hulk. Thor kept on calling him Banner at the beginning, and he did not like that.
No.
It's not you can tell it's not like they've had, like, Hulk and Thor haven't spent a lot of time together. I'm sure Thor and Bruce have had time together, but Hulk and Thor, no.
No.
And,
it was definitely a lot of, like, feeling, like, I guess kind of feeling, not really feeling each other out, but more of him just going, like, where have you been? Like, we have needed you.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit's been serious.
Well, actually, if you think about it, these are the only two who were not present during Civil War either.
They were the two names missing for Civil War.
But I'm pretty sure if I were to think about it, and if we were to put it to each other, I think Hulk would have stayed, or not Hulk, but Thor wouldn't have picked a side. Well, I think he probably would have sided with Cap.
Well, in the comic book, Hulk sided with Iron Man, and Thor wasn't there, but Iron Man built his cyborg of Thor to try to make like he was there. I don't think Thor ever actually picked a side. Yeah,
I think Thor would have probably, not felt like he doesn't have to be wasted with getting in the squabbles of mortals. But also, I think he would have, if he had to pick and choose, it probably would have been Cap. Mm-hmm. I think
we'll have to
in this universe.
Because it's different from the comic book.
Yeah. Well, there's also people in there that are not in the movies yet.
Yes.
Or hadn't been introduced yet.
Mm-hmm. But in the movies, we know during Civil War, Hulk was on Sakaar, and Thor had a roommate named Daryl. He was sending off emails.
Yes, because I do believe that this takes place during Civil War. Like, Civil War is going on Earth, and Ragnarok is happening. Or no?
I think it takes place no, it has to be after, because
I think it takes place
right
after
before Infinity War.
Infinity War, yeah.
But Thor was actually out looking for the Infinity Stones, which was not going well. But yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because he was out to try and find as many of them as he could.
Which I believe was a big old goose egg at the end. But
yeah. Well, that's probably how he wound up the way he did in the beginning of this movie.
No, yeah, I think he even talks about how he's looking at it, and and he's also there to.
Oh no!
Oh, go ahead.
To give his own. Well, you first think he's giving narration, but no, he's really just talking to a skeleton that's also was trapped there.
Well, no, I remember even rewatching it. I was like, I didn't remember him narrating this whole thing, and then he's talked to a skeleton. It's like, oh.
Oh, that's right.
And in the beginning, you almost feel like maybe they're gonna be really goofy with Thor, because he's doing lots of goofy stuff. Like when he's with Surtur, he's on the chains and he's twisting, and every time his back is turned, he's like, "Oh wait, wait."
Hold on. I swear I'm not even moving. It's doing this.
You really had good momentum there. I hate to do this to you, but we got it. We gotta pause for a moment. Okay, now I can see it. But eventually you just see part of the reason he's doing that is because he doesn't really see him as much of a threat. When time comes, he just kicks ass. But when speaking of kicking ass, when he fights Hulk, he lets Hulk get quite a few licks at the beginning, think he can talk some sense into him or revert him back to Banner. But eventually he just starts kicking ass. And if it wasn't for the neck thing, he would have won. So it was kind of a ripoff that he didn't win that fight.
Well, yeah, and the Grand Master, didn't want his champion to lose, but
there's that too.
I still think it's funny as Loki's first reaction when he saw Hulk. Oh shit!
Yeah, no, he looks so pale when he sees this. Like, oh fuck!
Like, this is not good. Yeah. This is not going to go well. And then Hulk gets Thor gets smashed like Loki did in Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Loki's like, that's how it feels.
Yeah, sorry, just big fan of the sport.
Oh yeah, one thing we should talk about is that neck thing. Because I believe storyline-wise, it's supposed to be some sort of something to affect your I can't think of what's good, like your nervous
system.
It's something supposed to affect that. But they do it with an electric shock sound, and it almost, I think there's some like electrical sparks that might come out of it kind of briefly. And here's the deal, because lots of people criticize it like he's the god of thunder, but he can't handle electricity. And it's like, I think those critiques go over the top, but they're not completely wrong, because no matter what's supposed to be in the movie, the way they present it is like that.
That's kind
of
they do.
Oops. That's kind
of... They kind of do present it like that a little bit. Well, when he gets to Sakaar, he's treated to a very terrifying introduction to the planet, where it's almost like I faintly heard Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's Pure Imagination kind of playing a little bit.
It's so inspired by that when Jeff Goldblum's presentation. Maybe not quite that terrifying, but it's obviously inspired by that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you know, even as a kid, that scene scared the hell out of me. And then I watched the Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie, and then that scene scared the shit out of me as an adult.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
The Tom and Jerry take of it, it's pretty much they tell the story of Willy Wonka, but Tom and Jerry are there in the background being Tom and Jerry. Now, the scene with the tunnel is like Jerry's cousin, that other mouse. Yeah. She sings the song, you know, hills are ever rowing, and it is just as creepy as, you know, a cartoon can make it.
Nice.
It's horrifying. I'm gonna have to try and find that clip for you.
Something that's worth noting, though, you brought up singing, so it brought me to the music. How do you pronounce it? Mark Mothersbaugh?
Mark Mothersbaugh?
Yeah. He was a member of Devo, wasn't he? Didn't I look that up?
Yes, he was. Yes.
And he
was, in fact, a member of Devo.
And he did the score for this movie, and you can tell.
Yes.
Like, it fits perfectly with the quirkiness of this movie.
Yeah. And also, the director, Taika Waititi.
Waititi, yes.
Waititi, thank you. His humor, that he you could tell he gives the actors a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like room just to breathe. And I was thinking about it, like he had his chance to like this is like one of his first like big breaks as a director, right? Like this was his first picture, right?
No, it wasn't his first picture, but this was his first big movie. Like this brought him into his spotlight.
And like dude, you worked with Anthony Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
Like that speaks weight, man. Like I'm impressed. And a little jealous.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Anthony Hopkins is like the man.
I guess a couple characters we haven't gone to would be Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson. I think she does a great job as someone who's just kind of got disconnected from Asgard and kind of has to find her way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I dig her character. I think the way she plays it almost kind of like... It's tough to describe. It's not like a traditional Asgard you would think of, but... I like her character.
Definitely plays it as somebody who is like a little battle jaded.
Yes, very much so. Kind of
like,
been there, done
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, and you know, we definitely get the sense that she's just kind of doing her own thing at this point, and you know, kind of forgetting life on Asgard altogether.
Yeah,
that's until, you know, Thor tells her that, you know, Odin's dead.
Kind of,
and she knows.
It's
she
not
knew
immediate,
what that
but
meant.
it starts jarring her back into place, and
Loki shows us and lets her relive some of the instance of the Valkyrie fighting against her.
And
that scene was like intense.
Yeah, well, I like that scene's done very artistically too.
It is.
And I
It
do
is.
believe the Valkyrie that dies to save her is supposed to be her girlfriend, although I kind of wish if they were going with that angle, they should have been more explicit with it. But yeah, that's supposed to be the implication that what TD has given, which, it's nice, but...
Yeah. He also voices Korg.
Yes! Oh god, I love Korg.
So do I.
He is, just...
I started a revolution, but the truth of the matter is, I didn't print enough pamphlets.
And yeah, right now, not enough people, not a revolution. The key.
I wouldn't mind being stuck next to him in a prison.
No.
He would at least keep it entertaining.
He seemed like a nice guy, and he means well.
But he's also a cold-blooded killer.
Yeah, there's that too. There's that element to him too.
Yeah. He seems very sweet-natured, though.
Yes.
Just don't get on his bad side.
Well, what you mean, like Noob Master 69 does in Endgame?
Yeah.
Let's see, who else is there? Well, Heimdall has a little bit
called
of a
me
role here.
Yeah, he does, and he a bit more subdued, but he's still a badass.
Yeah. Well, I think Idris Elba just like not having to wear the helmet.
Yeah, probably.
Oh God, people can actually recognize me now because it's easy
They can
to forget
be like,
he's in the other ones.
Yeah, he is in the other ones.
Let's see. I think that kind of covers everybody. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy this movie. I love the scene where Thor kind of realizes his like lightning powers and just kind of lays waste. I also like the idea of Asgard isn't a place, it's a people. So you have to save the people and let Asgard fall because Hela gets her power from Asgard. You want to defeat her, you gotta maybe get rid of Asgard.
And if you have to trigger Ragnarok to do it, you trigger Ragnarok to do it.
And I love Korg's little ending speech. If the foundations are strong, we can come back and rebuild. It will be a haven for all people. And then it explodes.
Of all walks.
Oh no, those foundations are gone.
Sorry.
It was a fun idea. Yeah, this movie's fun.
It is. It is a lot of fun. And definitely like a change of pace.
Yeah, a
for
needed
Marvel.
change of pace. Like I said,
because Dark World.
Yeah.
That was not a lot of great ideas.
Yeah.
And I had never seen it, and knowing that we would be covering it, I did kind of just do my homework and watch them because, admittedly, Thor was the only ones in all of the Marvel canon that I'd never really watched prior to this film.
Yeah.
I mean, being released. When it was released, I went back and I watched the first two. I liked the first one.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh does an all right job with it.
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård always gives a great performance. So, I mean, I like him in anything.
Yeah.
So, Natalie Portman was great in it too.
Yeah. But
we could Kat Dennings was in it.
Yes. She was great in WandaVision.
Yeah, actually, I didn't mind her in
WandaVision. No, she had a much bigger role too.
Yeah, and I didn't mind her. Kind of couldn't stand her in the first one.
Yeah, she's a bit much in the first Thor.
The second one was just, the second one was not good. Just
we'll get to it, but like, I've read some comic books with Malekith now, and God, they did Malekith a disservice in that movie. He is so bland, and they got Christopher Eccleston to play him, and he is so nowhere.
I know.
It's like completely
Eccleston, who rarely turns in a bad performance.
Yeah, and you could have replaced him with fucking an off-white
David
wall.
Tennant.
Oh, David Tennant's great. Shut up.
That was just a Doctor Who joke.
But yeah, Thor Ragnarok is definitely my favorite of the Thor movies. One of my favorite MCU movies for sure.
It is top 10 for me with favorite MCU movies.
I would probably even go top 5. I haven't done a recount yet, but it's definitely probably 5 or 4. I want to say, but yeah, it's definitely top 5 for me.
Guardians 1 and 2 are definitely in the top 5 for me.
I'm not sure if Guardians 1 is in the top 5 for me. Guardians 2 almost certainly is.
Yeah.
Like Guardians 2, like just the more I watch, I'm like, this is fucking wonderful.
Fucking wonderful movie. Yeah. Well, and I'm kind of happy to see where they're gonna go, because where we left Thor at the end of Endgame was he was going off with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. I don't know if Nebula was in tow or not with them, or not Nebula, but
Gamora.
Gamora.
Yeah, because Nebula, I'm pretty sure, is with them.
Yeah.
I think she's essentially a full-fledged Guardian at this point, because where else is she gonna go?
Yeah,
and she's definitely a hero
Thanos,
at this point.
Yeah, Thanos is gone.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but it's like it's the Gamora from the past, before she met Peter Quill.
Yeah, this is 2014 Gamora.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see if they're gonna touch much on Guardians within this new Thor movie, because they're in it.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll have a big role. I'm not gonna lie. I expect them to be gone at the end of Act 1, almost like Doctor Strange's role in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
they're there. Yeah, but it's not a huge role.
Oh yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. And we do have Guardians 3, which I believe is summer next year. Thank God, it's about time.
And I think the next thing they're gonna do, I think the Christmas special might tie into the third movie. I don't know. I
imagine that's the end of this year. I'm pretty sure.
That is the end of this year, even though I thought it was last year that they were doing it.
Well, after Thor: Love and Thunder, like Black Panther 2 is on the schedule for the end of this year. Are we actually getting that? Because I haven't seen anything. All I've heard from that movie is production issues.
Yeah, that's all I've heard too.
We'll have to see. Maybe they release a trailer sometime soon. Maybe a trailer is released with Thor. That'd be cool.
Maybe there'll be one tacked on at the end, like there was with Doctor Strange, which is what I think they might be doing for their end credits now.
Maybe we'll have to. Well, they've.
I'm sorry. No, it was Spider-Man that had the Doctor Strange trailer attached to the end.
Yeah.
The thing that was attached to the end of Doctor Strange was, the chin.
Yes. Leading with your chin.
Making Love the Bruce Campbell Way.
But
The Chin Chronicles Volume 2.
No Way Home was not the first movie to just end with a trailer for the new movie. Wasn't
Yeah. No, I want to say that they
First
did
Avenger
that.
did a little trailer for the Avengers as their end credit.
They did They had the little mini trailer for the Avengers, because Captain America was the last one they needed to introduce, and then I think the next film was
the Avengers.
Avengers.
So that's not unheard of. We'll have to see, because
we will.
I love Ryan Coogler as a director. I'm interested to see what they do. I hope they don't rush it, because it sounds like they're just having production issues. Like Letitia Wright was supposed to step in after Chadwick Boseman tragically died. And last thing I heard, she is not in the role. It's going to be Winston Duke. And it's not clear why she's out. But I do know she was a massive anti-vaxxer. So, yeah. We'll have to see what they do.
Yeah.
Times suck.
Yeah. They do.
But next week, was there anything you want to add to Thor before we jump into closing?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. Well, I mean, other than just me watching it made me absolutely want to watch Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah, especially that.
Because as soon as Mjolnir broke,
yeah.
I was like, I kind of want to watch Peter Dinklage as a giant.
Yeah,
again.
I want to see Stormbreaker now.
Yeah, I want to see Stormbreaker.
But, next week we get another Thor movie. We get Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes.
That will be worth checking out. I know. I was just thinking about I need to get my tickets. Ooh, I do not have the thing pulled up. Let me see what else. I know Boys Season 3, Episodes 1 through 4 are on the schedule for next week. I'm sure we had a full
maybe
thing.
Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel.
Do we want to do the first Predator?
The original?
Yes. I guess that's probably leading up to Prey. That's what I have on here right now.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right, cool. So we will do Boys Season 3, Episodes 1 through 4, Thor 4, and the original Predator, with the best final girl in all existence, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And featuring the greatest supporting role of all time, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Abrex himself?
Abraxas himself.
Yes. Yes. Well, everyone have
My
a good
box?
one.
Take care.
I want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. If you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job. I'm miles away from that right now, so any help you could provide, just $1 a month would be amazing. You know you want to. All your friends are doing it. Hey, we both have band t-shirts today.
Yeah, hey.
Nice.